Hey guys, it's Spike. What's up, Spinnernet? Um, okay, so first of all, if you're offended by the N word at all, stop watching this video. Not because I like to use it, but if it bothers you to hear a white guy say the N word, stop watching the video right now because I'm not using it in a bad connotation, but I know some people hate to hear it at all. And so I'm just giving you a fair warning because I'm going to say both versions of it multiple times. Okay. So now I got that out of the way. Um, okay, so I think when it comes to like nigga, um, I think it depends on the connotation. I personally don't use it at all, except for in the context right now. Like, I'm not one of those white dudes that just goes the N word as in an attempt to try to. It's kind of like almost like a fear of the word itself. And I actually think it's a very harmful word when it comes down to it. Like, it's actually is a word that's caused a lot of harm. But I also feel like it's kind of like the whole Voldemort thing. We shouldn't be afraid to say it because when we're afraid of a word like that, when we're afraid of it, it gives it so much more power than it actually has. And I think people forget that it is just a word and the background needs to be taken into account, but it is just a word. And onto when you say, oh, they're offended by words, no. The word nigger itself, or even the word nigga itself, is not even racist because it can be used in non racist connotation, like right now. And usually it implies some sort of racism. I agree, and I don't think people should use it under 90% of 95% of circumstances. People shouldn't be using that. Maybe even 99% of circumstances, people shouldn't be using the word nigger. But I think this circumstance is a little bit more acceptable, don't you think? Because I'm explaining something. Um, so yeah, it's a matter of circumstance, and it's a matter of connotation. As for the legality of it, I think it should be 100% legal. I agree. I think people should be able to say it if they want to. Nobody should be have their freedom of speech taken away, but I agree it's not appropriate to have racism of any sort in the workplace. My issue is that cracker has is so much more acceptable for a black person to say to a white person than it is for a white person to say nigger or even nigga to a black person. And um, I still think nigger is a lot more harmful than cracker, just because the connotation and the background it has is just it's despicable. It was used by slave owners, so that on that level, I think that needs to be taken into consideration. However, in the sense of a workplace, racism itself should not be tolerated. Anybody says anything racist, they're out of there. People should not get in legal trouble for anything, for almost anything said. No one should get in legal trouble for voicing an opinion or for being rude to somebody in a verbal manner. Maybe yelling might, that's debatable, but being rude to somebody in a solely verbal manner should not result in any legal action, even if even somebody said something to somebody like like you're a dirty nigger or something like that. That no one should be able to take legal action on that. It's wrong morally. It's racist, it's disgusting, but that doesn't mean legal action should be taken. Also, when people talk like that, I think they are more of an object of pity rather than an object of offense. And this is just what I believe in everything that I can be offended by. It's what these people do that piss me off, not the fact that they say it, and the fact that they think like that is where I feel sorry for them. It's the way it makes others feel when they do it that makes me just sick. And no, but when it comes down to it, I feel sorry for these people that have to do that. And I think a lot of the people don't understand, like, yeah, they are grouping it and saying, oh, if black people can say it, I can say it. But yeah, you can say it. That doesn't mean you should. As for the casual use of the word nigga, um, I don't exactly think that people should, but I don't mind it. Like, I don't get all offended when somebody's like, "What's up, nigga?" I mean, like, I don't. I know they're not trying to be racist. I know they're not trying to be offensive, and that's not what's meant by it. I think the important thing is what's meant by it, and it's quite clear what's meant by it. If someone's using it to be racist, then you have the right to be offended. If someone's not using it to be racist, I think it's okay to say, "Whoa, I really don't like that word." But I don't think it's worth getting offended when somebody's not attempting to be racist. But that goes for African Americans too. If a white person says nigga and, just if they grew up talking like that, or, trying to sound street, maybe it's a little lame and whatever, but, I've known white people that have grown up talking like that, just, with their homies, like, "What's up, nigga?" And I don't think that that makes them racist at all. So to try to come out and say, "Oh, that's a racist word," or something like, "Oh, that's our word," I mean, I have a problem with that. And I don't think all black people do that, but I do think it's hypocritical to use the word in any sense yourself, but say because of your skin color you have that right. Um, it's kind of, I wouldn't call it reverse, or the only reason I say reverse racism is because it's like reversed to what from what it once was. But I don't think that it's exactly racism, but it is something that I don't exactly agree with. I just don't think that people should. If you're gonna say "What's up, nigga" to like a white person or something, and they're like, "Oh, what's up, nigga?" back, and you're gonna get offended at that, that's pathetic. I'm sorry, but if you're gonna, let's put it this way, if you're going to address somebody that way, period, if you're gonna address anybody that way, and then somebody else does it, you have you have no right to say something and then try to take that right away from somebody. But I don't think people should use it at all. I mean, I don't care that much because I think what's meant should be taken into account, but I really don't think people should use it. I think people should, just avoid any words that have had any racist connotations in the past. And I think people should just move past it. Move past it all. I think it would more effectively end racism, even though it's never going to completely end. I think it would be more effective towards ending something like racism if we would stop using words like that. But just because some black people use it doesn't mean that you get to say every black person uses it. And that's the fault, is when you look at a whole group and generalize. That's how racism came into existence. These generalizations are the bigotry, for anything, even the smaller groups, even for subcultures. These generalizations are unfair and should not be made. um, but I think when it comes to freedom of speech, I believe in free speech, but I don't think that people should be victimized in public. And so I think there comes to a level of harassment if you constantly are, like, if you go up to somebody in public and be like, "You're a dumb nigger" or something like that. Um, I don't know, because for one, I think they should be allowed to speak like that. But somebody wants to be left alone and not get have to deal with that. People shouldn't have to deal with that on a daily basis. So I mean, it's a difficult concept. So yeah, any ideas on the subject? I personally think we shouldn't use it, but if you're gonna use it in a casual way, I have no problem with that. I just don't want to, because I think that what it has meant, even what it is now, is different. Nigga, at least. But what it has meant with nigger, it still is derived from that word. And I think that it's better to just go the route of, hey, I'm not going to offend anybody by calling them this, and, just taking the safe route. And yeah, so Spike here. Let me know what you think. Peace out. Subscribe. Peace.